modern cryptographic systems, the messages are represented by numerical values prior to being encrypted and transmitted. The encryption processes are mathematical operations that turn the input numerical values into output numerical values. Building, analyzing, and attacking these crypto systems requires mathematical tools. The most important of these is the number theory, especially the theory of congruences. Number theory is concerned with the properties of integers. One of the most important is divisibility. Let a and b be two integers. We say that a divides b if there exists an integer d such that b is equal to ad. In that case, we say that a is a divisor of b, or that b is divisible by a. We know that every integer greater than 1 has at least two positive divisors, 1 and the number itself. By the term proper divisor, we mean a positive divisor not equal to b itself. And by non-trivial divisor, we mean a positive divisor not equal to 1 or the number itself. A prime number is an integer greater than 1 which has no positive divisors other than 1 and the number itself. That is, if it has no positive divisors other than the trivial divisors. And similarly, a number is called composite if it has at least one non-trivial divisor. The following properties of divisibility are easy to verify from the definition itself. The first property states that if a divides b and c is any integer, then a divides the product bc. If a divides b, then we can say that there exists some integer k such that b is equal to k into a. And since c is an integer, this implies that bc is equal to ka into c. Which means that a divides the product bc, since ka into c is a multiple of a as well. If a divides b and b divides c, we have b is an integral multiple of a and c is an integral multiple of b, that is k and l are integers. So c can be expressed as lb and b can be replaced by k into a. So this implies that a divides c. Similarly, to prove the third property, we are given that a divides b and a divides c. So b is a multiple of a and c is also a multiple of a. So b plus or minus c can be expressed as ka plus or minus la, which is equal to k plus or minus l into a, where k plus or minus l is also an integer, since both k and l are integers. So this means that p plus or minus c is an integral multiple of a. So we can write A divides B plus or minus C. If we are given that P is a prime number and alpha is any non-negative integer, then we use the notation to mean that P raised to alpha is the highest power of P dividing B. That is, P raised to alpha divides B and P raised to alpha plus 1. A higher power of P does not divide B. In that case, we say that P raised to alpha exactly divides B. The fundamental theorem of arithmetic states that any natural number n can be expressed uniquely as a product of prime numbers. For example, the number 4200 can be expressed as 2 raised to 3 into 3 into 5 raised to 2 into 7. Direct application of fundamental theorem gives the following properties. First property states that if P is a prime number which divides the product A into B, then either P divides A or P divides B. Second property states that if M divides A and N divides A, and if M and N are two integers such that they have no common divisors greater than 1, then it must imply that M into N, the product, divides A. The next is the definition of the greatest common divisor, GCD. We know that it means the largest integer which divides both A and B. So GCD is the only positive divisor which divides both A and B and is divisible by any number which divides both A and B. That is, GCD is a divisor, a common divisor of A and B. Also, GCD is the greatest among other divisors. Next is the least common multiple of the integers A and B. The least common multiple LCM of two integers A and B is denoted by LCM of AB, and it is the smallest positive integer which is a common multiple of both A and B. That is, both A and B divides LCM, and it is the smallest positive integer having that property. This is your homework. We have learned the definition of the relation exactly divides. You have to show that if P raised to alpha exactly divides A and P raised to beta exactly divides B, then P raised to alpha plus beta exactly divides AB. The next property is if P raised to alpha exactly divides A, P raised to beta exactly divides B, and if alpha is less than beta, then P raised to alpha exactly divides A plus or minus B. The next question is to find a counterexample to this assertion. That is, we have to prove that if P raised to alpha exactly divides A and P raised to alpha exactly divides B, then P raised to alpha need not exactly divide the sum A plus B.